Now let's take this to a long story. Since I got the front end off the car, had a few little glitches on it that I really wasn't happy with after I painted it the first time. Missed a few things, had a few little specks. Wasn't nothing major, but just a few specks. So I decided, guess what? To repaint. Yep, repaint. Glad I did. Glad I did. Now I know a lot of y'all probably thought the car was pristine. I got quite a few awards with it. I always get compliments and I appreciate all of that. But I am a stickler for details. That's that word, detail. I am a stickler for details. Now this is 4 coats of clear. Color sanded. In other words, the primer was put on. Put some contour primer on it above that. Went back, block sanded the whole thing down. 4 coats of color. Block sanded that down. Wet sanded color. Then 4 coats of clear. Now, I put the clear on yesterday. Laid down pretty good. I mean, absolutely good. This is without a booth. This is just in my garage. So all that mess about you can't paint at home, I did it before. Not afraid to do it again. The biggest thing that you want to have, fellas and ladies, is lighting. Lighting is your best friend when you're painting because it allows you to see where you're not laying down your paint. Now this is easy for me to do now because I figured it out the hard way, as I do many things that I do. I'm hard-headed, I don't listen. Tell me it can't be done, I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it, and I'm gonna do it enough times till I figure it out. But this time, it's the first pass. I think I got it right the first time. I've done this enough time to have figured it out. But again, that's 4 coats of clear on there. And this is a 57 TR3. They were basically single stage back then. Didn't want to do single stage. The metal on this thing is like a 22 gauge, very thin. So a lot of people shy away from making it real shiny, which that clear coat does, because it shows any imperfections. And of course, black. That word we'll use again, black. That's a mirror reflection. And like I said, this is without wet sanding the clear. And you can see me pretty well in this clear coat. But when I finish buffing this out, I'm gonna give it about a week to set, maybe even 2 weeks, because I don't have they got a big show down in Sonora, Georgia on September 29th. I absolutely have to be ready for that. I won Best Import 2 years ago. And hopefully I can go back and get back in there again. And that was close to, I want to say 600-700 cars. Beautiful cars too, beautiful cars. So again, that's the fascia on the 57 TR3 without being wet sanded. And I got me some little tools around here, and this is the 58 I'm working on now. Had to abandon that for a while, but it's coming along. Getting it pretty well put together. I can roll it in and out the garage, so it's real comfortable to work now. Got it sitting down. This is one of my lamps that I use when I'm painting. Again, that lighting, that's your best friend. It's nothing difficult about painting, but you have to absolutely be able to see what you're doing in order to do it correct. And that is how you get paid attention to the details. So I think the light was given to me for free. The bracket that holds the light on, and it swivels. So it's multi-purpose. I love this thing. Yeah, I'm always rigging something up because I ain't going to the store and buying anything. I'm gonna do it the cheap way, as most of the time I do. Some speaker stands that I've probably had for the last 15 years or so. So I got 2 of these that I use. I usually prop them up on opposite sides of the car. Put the car in the center of the garage where I have 2 lights on the ceiling, and it gives me pretty good lighting to be able to do what I want to do. Now here's the right fender on that 57. Also got it painted also. I know what I did wrong on that. I put some wax and grease remover on it, and I let it dry probably about 15-20 minutes, and then I start laying my color. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. When you put that wax and grease remover on it, or when you put water on that car, you got to give that some hours to dry. And again, rushing, not paying attention to detail, it's causing me to have to go back and do a lot of this stuff over again. And how I know that that was part of the issue, because I painted this fender and that front fascia last, and they both had similar characteristics and flaws. Nothing that the average person would have seen, but it's something that I knew, and it personally was irritating me. So I went back, and I'm very happy with the way this is coming out thus far. Again, I got to go back and wet sand it. I'll start off with some 1200 to really cut into it, because like I said, I got 4 thick coats on there. I'm going to start off with some 1200 to cut into it, go from 12 to the 15, 15 to 2000, 2000 to 3000. Yes, I'm going to go 3000. That's what I did on the entire car. It's a lot of work, a lot of detail, and you wonder why custom paint costs so much. It ain't the painting, it's the prep before the paint and the prep after the paint. The painting is actually the easy part. You just point the gun, spray it, keep it moving. You can actually have a lot of flaws in your paint, because all of it comes down to the correction at the end. I'm not a professional. I don't do this for a living, but I do it because I love it. And that's what makes me pay attention to the detail. I love the results. I love to be able to put my hands on it and watch this thing come to life. This is actually, I'm very, very happy with this. This is black, folks. This is black. And this car sat in a peach orchard for probably about 40 years before I got a hold of it. This one here I'm still working on. I'm starting to piece my panels together now. I still got one little section left on the body. I gotta go back and put my buff on that, grind it down real good, make sure I got all the bad spots out of it. Looks like it's pretty solid. A little pitting on there, and I'm gonna have to go into it. I hope I don't thin it out too much. But if so, I can always go back to the welder, put in new metal. Yep, shrinker, stretcher. Got my bead roller back there. Little compressor back there tucked in the corner. My water trap. Got 2 of those. So just wanted to give you a little update on the TR3, and I will be ready for September 29th.